Hey guys, welcome back to Four Towers Films, and I am joined by
Doug 218.
it is Survivor Edge of Extinction, episode 6. And you knew it was coming. It's the Edge of Extinction con. Who gets to end the merge, and who gets to go back into the game. It starts out immediately. It didn't even go to
no preamble.
They used to say previously on Survivor that didn't happen. Went right into it. They're all walked into the competition. They assume it's like a reward or possibly reward the immunity challenge, joint comp. And he says,
"Take a look at the
take a look around. You're merged." So, and of course, the Kama people are happy because they're pretty much all still there, except for Aubrey. She's the only one they voted out. So basically, there's 8 members of Kama, and about four, maybe 5 left of Manu. So obviously, they're outnumbered, and they're all happy that they're back together. So then, Kama's strong. So Jeff goes on and says, you know how some games, some seasons, there's moments that you remember, and it might take a few years for you to remember them, like to be memorable. And some moments are memorable right away.
And so the murmuring starts in amongst
and
everybody.
And they're like, okay, what's up? So he goes, that might be one of these moments. And he goes, come in, guys. And they all look all like that. In comes Edge of Extinction players. And he tells them.
It was priceless.
And he tells them they have the chance to get back in the game. And they're like, oh no. Some of them seem to be okay with it. And others like, oh no, kind of thing.
We just got rid of these
We just got rid of them. Now they can come back. So the competition is they have to climb over like a
It's one they've done before.
Like the military. It's very similar to what they've done before. And then they have to put together these long, this is where your advantages come into play, which is what Chris had, where he got to practice putting together the things with the string.
Yeah, to create the pole.
And then Keith had the disadvantage, which he also gave to Chris, which was like 30 knots that he had to untie
39 knots
to get the key.
Yeah.
So, no, I think, to get the key or to get the ball.
Yeah.
So, they go over the obstacle, and it's funny because those who you think are going to be in the lead are in the lead. So, you've got like Chris in the lead.
Aubrey's
in the lead. Reem is having a bit of trouble, but she's not too far behind them. And so really kind of kicking up the rear is Wendy and Keith, which is pretty much what you think. But not that far behind, really. And Reem is Reem at this point wasn't too far behind. So then they get to, they open the door, they get together. Keith just can't get his pull together,
because he's not getting it tight enough, so it's doing this big dip.
And it keeps falling apart. So he's lagging behind. So all the other ones move on, and they start
navigating this ball.
You've seen it before, like that snake where they have to navigate the ball up. Well, it's funny because Wendy got this huge lead on everybody because she's taking her time.
Yeah.
And Chris is kind of on her tail, too. Everybody else, the ball keeps falling off. So, she gets it literally within inches of putting it through the hole, and it falls off. So now you think Chris has a chance. Again, he gets within inches and it falls off. So out of nowhere, Rick or Devins comes from behind and wins it. So he earns his place back in the game. He's happy,
Wentworth wasn't, though.
No, he's like, oh no, he's back in the game. Oh no.
I just got him out of here.
I just got him out of here and he's back. Well, a couple weeks prior they got him out, but he's back. So, they all move on, and the new tribe name is Vata.
Vata.
So they all move on. So you're left with the Edge of Extinction people. And he's asked them how do they feel, and most of them are crying, like Aubrey is, like Chris is upset, all that. And you know what it means to them to be here and to have gotten eliminated, and especially Aubrey being a return.
Yeah.
So they're not too happy. So then he says, well, you got another shot, basically.
Aubrey went stratospheric.
And they're like, oh, yeah. So they go back to Edge of Extinction for a second shot in the game. So off they go. Later on, it goes back to Edge of Extinction, and it doesn't show any like conversations or anything, but you see Wendy and Keith going to the flag, and they raise the flag. So you never hear why they decided to do this, but it's not really shocking. I think because really they're really at the bottom. They don't really have any allies on either tribe. So
really, they both struggled in different points in the game. So
I think they kind of knew they really had no shot, kind of thing.
Well, like Chris said, it was like buyer's remorse. We all agreed because it was like group thing, and then when they actually had a moment to collect themselves and think about it, to go.
And I have to go through this again because Jem told the other tribe Extinction Island starts again. So anybody's voted out gets to Extinction Island. So now you're getting more and more left that are actually really good competitors. So I'm also thinking maybe Keith and Wendy thought they really don't have a lot of shot to this kind of thing. So why bother kind of thing. So I think that's why they left. It would be very hard. There's very little there. So it goes back to the main tribe, and we don't really see Edge of Extinction again for the rest of the episode. So they're welcoming Devons back, except even those that don't want him, they're like, Wentworth, they're being very friendly,
But you can see the
chittering. Oh, yeah. So for God's sake, got rid of him. He's back,
He just won't go.
And, they're talking about what would be best kind of thing, because now they're a merged tribe. Yeah. You've still got the Comma 6, which are the main big alliance within Comma, and then you've got the remaining Comma, and then you've got the Manu, who've kind of picked up some Comma members in a way.
But Comma has the majority.
Oh, of course, there's like 8 of them.
Yeah.
So they've only lost one member, and that was Aubrey. And little they know she's still in the game. But, they obviously have the majority here.
Yeah.
So they're all talking trying to find position, And of course, again, you're hearing David say we need to get rid of Wentworth, blah, blah, blah. And so the girls, like Kelly and Lauren and that, are talking about maybe the easy vote would be to get rid of Devons or Rick, because he just came back and he's the easy vote. They already had gotten rid of him before. But not everybody's happy with that.
No.
Like Julia said, that's not really... Because she's allied with him, or she likes him. She doesn't think it's right to send him right back to Extinction. Victoria basically said it's immoral to send him back. And inhumane to send him back right away.
I loved that. But the idea is that... one of them actually said to Devin, it's like, no matter what, you're good with me, you're not going.
Julia, I think, said that,
At this, merge feast, which is typical when they merge, they have that big meal.
Right. Yeah. Like a congratulatory, you made it to the merge
meal. Hey, you made
meal.
it this far.
Where everybody plays nice.
Because you're going... Food.
Well, I guess at that point they kind of set the game aside for a little bit and just kind of
be human.
And just enjoy the experience, kind of thing at that point.
So Rick's got his bag over his shoulder and he's looking around and he sees something in it. So he wants to look at it. This boy. He boogies on down the trail. They show him kind of doing the scared rabbit look. Pulls it up.
And it's a note.
There's a note, and inside the note is an immunity item, but it's in cheap pieces.
They can't use it the next tribal.
But he can give
and
well,
he has to give half of it to somebody.
like a bargaining chip. So it's like if both of them survive, it becomes active.
Right.
So,
but if one gets voted out,
it's dead.
It's dead.
So Devin thinks to himself, "I know who I'm going to go give it to." So he scurries back, grabs David by the arm, and they scurry off again.
Like David's been his ally pretty much from day one, and like he even says to David, there's nobody else I trust more.
So he's like, "Blam, give it to him."
And of course David's not going to turn that down. He's like, "Oh yeah, cool."
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
So he gives the other half to David.
And like at this point, Wentworth's still spinning. Joe has suddenly become very complacent.
Well, because they've seen Aubrey go, and I don't know. I think he's become worried because they know now, especially with the merge.
It's all individual.
Now they tend to target your bigger competitors because you don't need tribal lines anymore. You don't need your strongest folks. It's everybody for themselves now. And usually the individual immunities usually balance or puzzles, that kind of thing. So you don't always need brute strength to get you through them. So, and a lot of times you don't. So he's been was talking really to Wentworth, and to a few of the others, and to David, and saying, he thinks he's going to be a huge target, because he kind of always has been, but he thinks he's going to be a huge target now. And they're like, no, yeah, maybe, but maybe not, because there are other ones who want to get out that they think are bigger targets than him. Like Kelly, for one, or Wentworth, for one, they think is a bigger target. So, because strategically, she's a fierce competitor too, but she's also smart, and so is David. So, but and I don't blame him. I mean, that he thinks he's a big target, because he is.
For sure.
So, they all start talking. So then we go to immunity. And it's like a balance one. They have a balance beam.
It's another classic.
It's one they've done before, where they have this long pole on a balance beam, and they eventually move to a narrower part of the beam. And they have to balance in this huge pole, like the statue on one end.
Yeah, with a disc maybe as big as the circumference of that.
So it's just big enough to hold the base of the base of the statue. But the difference is, in previous immunity challenges, when they'd have time to move to the narrower portion. This time it's live, it's live transition. So if they fall, they're out.
Yeah.
So, and it's really windy that day, so they're having trouble. You see the poles moving and everything.
And that was funny to watch, these big poles, these big wide.
Some of them are much better at keeping them steady than others. It makes sense. They're on their head. And so, you've got, and it's really windy, so it'd be hard to keep it steady. So they kind of start dropping like flies.
It was quick.
Especially the narrower the beam, they start falling off pretty quickly.
You see, I know for myself, I'm a big guy, and having to try and conform myself onto a narrow strip.
Well, typically balanced ones are geared more toward females, because typically females have better balance, or smaller guys, like someone like David, or
Gavin.
His name Gavin would have a better
because they're
chance,
slender.
because they're slimmer. So, and plus they're shorter than, say, Joe, so their center of gravity is lower.
Yeah.
So they would tend to do better, and they did. Although Joe did last till about the final three, and then, of course, Big Gust of Wind knocked him, and so he wasn't too happy about that. So it came down to Julia and Lauren. And Lauren, for a long time, was her pole was almost facing the one beside her. That's how off she was. But she was holding pretty steady. And Julia hardly ever moved.
She was like a statue.
And I was really solid.
I almost wanted to.
It was almost like, are you even breathing?
Blink.
Are you cemented there, kind of thing? So big gust of wind comes up, and they're both really holding on to it, but then
Lauren couldn't
just
control it
wobbled, like her pole just kind of tilted too much and
and threw her balance out.
threw her balance off, so she lost. So she didn't look very happy about it, because she's also kind of a target, and being on Manu, obviously against a majority tribe, you know, you're gonna worry. So Julia wins first immunity, and she, you know, she says she's proud of herself, and she wanted like for kids not to know whatever that you set yourself out to do, you can accomplish no matter what. So Julia wins. So they go back, and again, everybody's talking who should be next to go. And usually, what most of the names being thrown out were Wentworth by David and stuff.
Lauren.
And Lauren to an extent, but not that much, and Rick. And so you kind of get the impression that that's who really they're going for, either Rick or Wentworth. Joe's name kind of came up. Lauren's name kind of came up.
But you didn't see much more of that.
No, you didn't really see it. You kind of got the, okay, it's going to come down between Wentworth and Devon. So you go to tribal. So then Jeff says they call him the jury, and they're like, "What? What jury?" And of course, it's the three from Edge of Extinction.
And they're like, "Oh, cry!"
And that's the first time they hear that they get another shot at getting back in the game again. And now they get to hear what happens to tribal, which of course is going to help them if and when they do get back in the game. So you know it's going on. And at first it sounds like calm is strong, you know, they're happy to be back together, tribal lines are going to stay, it's us against them, because obviously they're the minority. But then you start hearing that might not actually be the case. That, you know, maybe the bigger threats, this is when you want to get them out. Because right now you have the numbers to do so.
And that's when Joe chimes up.
And Joe's like, oh, more or less assuming it's going to be him. And it's Victoria who basically, that's
not what I'm saying.
Not what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about physical threats. It could be mental threats. There's a lot of mental threats here too.
And Joe
strategic threats.
Joe kind of looked at her like, "You're backpedaling," you know.
But no, it's true.
Yeah.
Because I don't know at that point if I'd heard Victoria was even after Joe. Because I think she's one of the ones who thought it was a bad idea at this point to go after Joe. Because right now there's still that solid 6, and you still have quite a few money left, and the others outside of Kama that are not in that main alliance. So, I mean, do you really want to target, kind of like we were talking about on Big Brother Canada? Do you really want to go after your own alliance members? Is that a good idea at this point? Because it's still a lot of game left, and you don't know who's going to come back in, and who you vote out is going to get a shot to come back in. Do you really want to, tick them off kind of thing? So, and of course we know that Wentworth has an immunity idol, and so does Lauren. And of course we also know Rick has that one he can't use right now, and David has the other half. So, they don't know that though. The girl's been very good. They haven't told anybody else about that. Nobody knows they have it at this point.
Then we hear the classic line,
It's time to vote.
It's time to vote.
So the vote starts. And the names come up as Kelly and Rick. First couple for Kelly, first couple for Rick.
Then comes David.
And then David gets like one vote. Makes me wonder who that was. But, and then like, okay. And so you assume it's going to be either Kelly or Rick. Then all of a sudden Joe's name starts being said.
And like rapid fire, just Joe.
And Joe gets voted out. And some of them are really legitimately surprised.
And just to see the juries look at them and like...
Even the jury's like, what? And then Jeff's like, oh, so maybe Kama Strong is not so Kama Strong anymore. Because really, they had to have targeted their own.
Yeah.
It's not enough. Or they had to have pulled in money members to vote for them.
And I loved it. Joe got up, grabbed his torch, he walked over, and he turned.
And looked at them.
And how he looked at him.
Well, kind of like, if you watch the last season he was on, similar.
And
then as he walks,
stupid idea.
he gets two.
He gets the
And of course,
choice.
he's going to choose to stay. And he had big mistake. Big
Big
mistake.
So,
Which really, it's true because out of all the ones that are on Extinction right now, he probably has the best shot of getting back in.
because one, he's well fed.
Well fed, and he's confident.
And he's a comedy.
And I mean, that's why the last two times he played, they got him out early.
Yeah.
He freaking dominates.
So
really, was this a good idea, people?
He shows up on Extinction. They all kind of grab him, hug him, say, not really suck, man. They were
shocked. That
they were
voted him
shocked.
out.
So
But kind of happy he's there.
it looks like also
Because if you think about it, he could even join up with them and even join up with whoever else.
exactly.
Wouldn't you want somebody like him on your side?
I'd want Joe in my back pocket
Sure. Yeah, sure.
without question.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next.
And so it looks like in the video package we saw for next week's
Preview.
it looks like things are starting to kind of implode in Kama.
Com's starting to implode, starting to fall apart, which is pretty much inevitable.
And
big alliances never last long; they never do.
And it looks like in one of the competitions, somebody has a medical
Yeah,
emergency.
it looks like they've had it before, where they balance kind of in a frame kind of thing, where they have to balance when they hold or something, or they have something on their head, and it looks like somebody has a medical emergency because
Jeff
comes running and calling for medical. So
and one of the other guys is like, "Are you okay? Talk to me."
they don't show. I think that was medical. I don't think that was one of the players.
That was one of the players.
It didn't look like one of the players to me.
That was the one. Remember when Joe was?
What do you think? Was it one of the players or was it medical?
Because to me, he looked like the guy that Joe was talking to while he was painting the new tribe flag.
I don't know. To me, it looked like one of the medical guys. But
well, there we have
What
a
do you
difference
think?
in opinion.
what do you guys think?
Tell us.
But it looks like it's going to be a good episode next week.
Yeah,
Anyway,
buddy.
You'll have to join in and watch our recap for next week and see what we think of it. Well, thank you for watching Survivor Edge of Extinction episode number 6. It was a good episode. So if you haven't watched it yet, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Upload every Thursday for Survivor Edge of Extinction. Check out my other videos. I also follow Big Brother Canada Season 7. And eventually there'll be a few other reality shows added to the mix. So if you're interested in them, check them out. And the only way to know that is to subscribe. Till next time, have a great week, guys. Thank you for being here. See you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.